Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Monday, July 10th, 2023. I hope you're doing amazing. It's been a hot second. But before we jump into the two tarot decks I have here to speak upon this upcoming Monday, I do need to mention this. There is at least one scammer that I know of that is pretending to be me on TikTok, all right? And who knows if it's Instagram as well. I know this isn't new to the YouTube tarot reading world, if you will. A lot of other readers have been experiencing this for a while or just are. But I know for a fact, at least, and who knows if this has been happening for a while and it just wasn't brought to my attention. But a very close friend of mine from Massachusetts back home messaged me last night a screenshot of a message she received on TikTok. Very similar setup to my page. I think it said the Awakened Dreamer 0 for the username. Anyways, she did report the account, so please do so as well. And interestingly enough, the message started with "Hi, love," and this to me was a red flag in regards to the fact that I do say that from time to time and did a lot more in the past with people I work with, friends. Stuff like that, even people I don't know. So I don't know, I started to think maybe it could be somebody from my past. Wouldn't be surprised. But putting that potential aside, just do not be scammed, please, all right? I will not reach out to you for a reading due to picking up on your energy. I truly believe wholeheartedly that if I'm meant to do a reading for you, you will end up feeling guided for one of not multiple reasons to email me, which is the way at this point to set them up, okay? I'm thinking of putting a halt to doing personal readings for the time being, just because I don't want to make you wait for a while and I'm very busy. I have worked my new serving job 7 out of the 8 days of this month so far, okay? So you can imagine how tiring that is. But yeah, just please don't get scammed, okay? And let's do our best to put these imposters to rest. You know what I mean. Anyways, I feel like they came out wrong. Put their accounts to rest. To do some shuffling from the Mermaid Tarot for an overall energy or two. For Monday, we have the Chariot in reverse. Okay, I feel like it's a day where you're lacking motivation. There may be more of a highlight, a focus on, your awareness is what I'm hearing, but, your awareness over your motivation or action, but you might find that you can't help but think about or, brainstorm on how to get closer to taking action on something. Kind of like a Knight of Swords in reverse energy coming through, where you need this or that to move towards something or make something happen for you, or you're just choosing to or finding that it's inevitably not the right time. Again, divine timing. We say this a lot, but I feel like that's not a sufficient overall energy to stand on its own, so let's pull one more. We do have the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Something you did recently and or something you're doing throughout this day is feeling quite victorious, potentially in the spotlight. Thinking about putting your talents, skill sets to use. You might find, regardless of what you're doing or not doing, certain moments of showiness. They're showing me a peacock coming into play. Because if you look, this person's putting on a bit of a fire show, all right? I'm also hearing putting your passion to use. I'm also hearing now you will feel victorious to an extent when things go quiet, all right? That might help you heal. It may be easier in the moment to recognize how you're victorious, or it might even help you gain more victory, right? Feeling like the noise was just not helping you and or the noise was detracting from something. Detracting, if you could hear that correctly. The Ace of Cups, all right? So I do feel like a beginning recently, I know for me it's my serving job and or something continuing, which I know is my, readings, my YouTube channel. I'm hearing one more than the other currently. Not to say that's necessarily going to be the case fully or at all moving forward. Could just be one situation for you, of course. but definitely abundance, helping you take steps closer to being able to, they're saying speed off or fly off on your chariot, however you want to look at that and view it. But I'm also getting the vibe of you needing to just keep swimming. As I look at these fish, okay, there's more fish in the sea. A community might be taking a highlight. Messages may just be rolling in throughout this day at certain points or the whole day. Your dreams might take a focus, but I do feel like all the meanwhile, they're saying just because for a lot drawn to this reading, you can't move towards something just yet, doesn't mean we don't keep swimming and, in a sense, try to keep that motivation alive or bring it on back, or do what you can throughout this day and surrounding it to take steps closer or to create certain strides. Does that make sense? I don't know about that wording, but anyways, we have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. A day where your independence, your, anyways, I'm not going to say that. Your stature is what I was trying to get, but they said statue, so your stature taking a highlight. Things just feeling very much surrounding you, above you, further away than you'd like for some. Getting that from this. Protection is now what I'm getting. All right, as this is a very random reading. If I didn't mention it in this attempt yet, I just re-added this to my collection because I had discarded the bigger version and I found this one for cheaper. Anyways, let's do some shuffling to continue for Monday. A bit exhausted is the vibe. A bit exhausted. Okay, so I'm just going to lay these out generally. Not sort of relating to each other. They might... All right, we have 6. Very interesting. I do sense that you're thinking about the month of July as a whole, potentially in comparison to an upcoming month or the months upcoming, June, potentially May and April as well. But Spirit also is saying just as much as it's beneficial to simplistically reflect and compare, without letting it get too overthinking, try to stay present, all right? Because being too wrapped up with mulling over and reflecting on the past and the possibilities for the future and the timeline or timelines at place moving forward, yeah, it's just going to benefit you to stay present, okay? Sorry. But the Four of Wands, because I feel like there is connection taking place throughout this day, animals being a source of messages or just an important moment or two throughout the day. As I was struggling to get ready, because I was literally working till 2 a.m. last night, or this morning, I should say, I look out my window and there's this, what looked like a pigeon, but I don't think it was. And we were having like a staring contest. It was a very odd moment. But yeah, things are falling into place. The number 44 coming out as we're beginning these small cards with the Four of Pentacles. Thoughts of protecting something, a goal, a dream, could be more than one thing. Your savings, letting that build up, thinking about how much that should be, or you desire it to build and grow moving forward. What's necessary as far as saving, as far as spending, as far as control goes. How much protection is needed moving forward. Okay. They're saying as well there's a door behind you, some of which it's about to or is just now closing, some of which, drawn to the reading, like myself, it closed a bit ago. It's behind you for a reason, all right? What lies ahead is so much better, and what you have at hand, whether you realize this or not, you can see it or not, better than that closed door. For some, it was a door that opened and then closed shortly after. It could have been a door that opened and you didn't walk through it, right? It could have been a long time coming for it to close. Anyways, let me catch my breath. Five of Pentacles and the Four of Cups are together, all right? Another 4 coming out. It says 3 out of the 4 in the deck. But I just feel like there's thoughts of where you don't fully or at all fit in. Could be thinking about a sense of lack. whether it's past lack or current lack. But I do feel like there is plenty moving forward as long as you manage it well. This doesn't have to be financial, it could be. But I do feel like this also, again, ties into your control or lack thereof, which. But I feel like all the meanwhile, it's just we're reminding you throughout this day, going back to that door aspect of the reading and where your resources are going, where your efforts, your time, what's not for you, all right? Some of which need a reminder of something that you already realized in regards to that, but it might be a new realization, informing kind of moment for you or moments throughout this day. But it's a day where it's like when you find yourself randomly being pushed to or just naturally focusing on a spilt cup or a couple spilt cups or imperfections, even if you're not wrapped up with that situation, try to allow yourself to adjust your perspective. It's like, yes, we might remind you of what was imperfect and would have led to worse, what wasn't for you. I'm seeing 11:11. But when you feel that moment should be coming to an end, it's like I saw the purpose of that push to think about it, to remember it. But now I need to shift on back to focusing on the better, the good, the productive, and the prospering. Okay, I'm hearing the productivity. But the Six of Cups and the Seven of Cups, one following the other, step by step, that's also coming through. It's a day where you're being pushed to recognize that there are gifts from the universe. All right, your helpful nature is going to bring in more rewards moving forward and throughout this day specifically. But I feel like all the meanwhile, you're being gifted by the universe a chance to choose differently. This, I feel like, is not right this second throughout this day, but you almost might find yourself browsing or thinking about seeing options pop up, potential ones for the future. All right, regardless of how long it takes to get to that point or when that's meant to come to be. And that will feel abundant regardless of people who, in your life or in general who would view it as Ace of Cups in reverse, a lack of abundance or just the wrong choice. But I feel like this day can feel overwhelming if you allow it to. Manage it with ease, do what you gotta do, and I feel like if you can try to wrap up the day or certain parts of the day by resting, replenishing, and remember to sprinkle some self-care throughout the day if you can, okay? Okay, I'm not saying that message and I'm not accepting that message. But again, it's a day where even though you can't move forth towards something of importance for you, a dream, a goal, a wish, a new beginning, it feels like there's other levels of motivation and action you can take towards more abundance, as I feel like different levels of which are overflowing from your cup, okay? So if this was truly helpful, sending you so much love and light, go enjoy your Monday, and I'll see you next time.